on the issues that matter most to everyday Americans. I look forward to the work that we will all do together to implement.
As restaurants just continue to grapple with the economic effects of the ongoing crisis, particularly staffing shortages. Now, Sean Kennedy, executive of the Public Affairs, told The Hill that the funding couldn't happen soon enough, noting thousands of restaurants are closed permanently or long term, as many businesses find a hard time recovering from the crisis. Last year, lawmakers approved more than $28 billion in relief funds designated for restaurants and bars as part of the Restaurant Revitalization Fund that was established through the American Rescue Plan Act. The sweeping $1.9 trillion stimulus relief package that President Biden signed included money for numerous programs, ranging from expansions to the child tax credit and Obamacare. Advocates said that while those funds were effective in helping many restaurants, many people were left behind. So some advocates are also pushing to ensure that businesses in multiple industries get some new type of relief. Senator Ben Cardin said that he and other members are behind the effort and are looking at repurposing funds allocated under the previous relief bill. His comments come as Republicans voice opposition to this bill, though some people have signaled openness to hearing arguments for a bill aimed at certain parts of America. The Biden administration is also looking to extend the 2021 child tax credit payments to 2025. The enhanced child tax credits totals $3,000 per child ages 6 to 17 and $3,600 per child 5 and under. Now, this is not the first time lawmakers have sweetened this credit, have increased the credit. In the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act passed under the former president, it was increased to $2,000. Hopefully President Biden can get the job done and send out more stimulus payments. If you think he will, tell me in the comments below.
Well, thank you. You'll hear a lot today about what this historic legislation means for everyday Americans, from better roads, to stronger electric grids, to cleaner water, to faster internet in more places. Our plan will create millions of jobs and make our country stronger, safer, and more globally competitive without raising taxes on everyday Americans. You may have heard less about new policies in our bill that do not grab the same media attention, but will make a big difference. States like Arizona that are confronting historic drought will see billions of dollars to strengthen water systems throughout the American West. Communities will see historic investments to prevent and recover from wildfires. Land ports of entry, key national security infrastructure and commercial hubs will see major upgrades. And our bill makes significant investments in tribal communities' infrastructure, including all necessary funding to complete authorized Indian water rights settlements. Beyond historic financial resources, our plan includes a significant update of transportation policy, from strengthening public transit in mid-sized communities to new technologies preventing impaired driving, to new federal positions to raise the voices of tribal communities in infrastructure policy. Our legislation represents the substantive policy changes that some have said are no longer possible in today's Senate. How many times have we heard that bipartisanship isn't possible anymore, or that important policy can only happen on a party line? Our legislation proves the opposite. And the senators who negotiated this legislation show how to get things done. The senators in our group of 10 effectively represented the needs of the regions we represent. Senator Cassidy in the Deep South, Senator Warner in the Mid-Atlantic, Senator Manchin in Appalachia, and Senators Romney and Tester in the West. And the Northeast and Alaska, each with unique needs, were ably represented by Senators Shaheen, Collins, and Murkowski, the wonder women of our group, always focused on the practical outcomes. And I sincerely thank my partner in co-leading this long effort, Senator Rob Portman, whose knowledge of the federal budget is matched only by his steadfast commitment to delivering on this priority for America. Delivering this legislation for the American
Congress is now negotiating on monthly recurring stimulus payments, and this could mean stimulus relief checks every month for everybody that's eligible. That's the good news. So if you are on Social Security and SSI, you'll also want to be sure to watch this video. So in an effort to safeguard against any future recessions, senators and the White House are now considering setting up automatic relief payments for the next time the economy takes another significant dip. The Economic Security Project has already talked with 50 staff members from the Senate Finance Committee that's on automatic stabilizers. This would mean that the automatic stabilizers would be tied to the state of the economy. The organization also had conversations with Joe Biden's administration, and he's hopeful that the measure will be included in the final draft of the bill. Automatic stimulus checks would really be helpful to millions of Americans. The Economic Security Project has already talked with 50 staff members from the Senate Finance Committee on automatic stabilizers alone. This would mean that the automatic stabilizers are going to be tied back to the state of the economy with Joe Biden's administration. And he's hopeful that the measure will be included in the final draft of the bill. Automatic stimulus checks are definitely going to be helpful to many people. As the country fights poverty and unemployment rate rises, more payments will be sent out. Automatic stabilizers are often tied to unemployment rates, and many lawmakers are pushing for plans that would issue broad or targeted payments based on the state of unemployment. So when unemployment is high, as it was in March 2020, payments will be sent out to a broad group of people. As it drops, payments will become more concentrated on lower class and working class communities, who are adversely affected by the crisis. As relief measures go, stimulus checks and unemployment insurance are not cheap fixes that would help the economic problems plaguing America right now. Folks, in addition to that, the 3-round stimulus checks alone cost more than $580 billion. Of course, Republicans have voiced opposition to this. The White House has backed automatic stabilizers for unemployment insurance, and Kamala Harris supported recurring payments. A change.org petition that was started last year calls for $2,000 payments, and that has gathered more than 3 million signatures. And now lawmakers have proposed a number of other points that could be put in place for the new stimulus check, including a new minimum wage, renewing federal tax on employment, and making the child tax credit raise permanent. At least 21 Senate Democrats are on board with this, but as of right now, it is clear that when automatic stabilizers could become law, it would definitely help a lot. They're most likely a pathway to passage of more budget reconciliations. Without reconciliation, Democrats will need to support at least 10 Republicans, and it's unclear that they sign into the concept of automatic direct payments. Thank you again for your support, everybody. If you have any questions on this, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best in answering them.
Apologize to everybody out there. Usually we do these things very, very smoothly. Tonight we did not. We got some technical issues. So I'm not going to give you the long speech. I want you to hear from the workers themselves. Bottom line is you have some very courageous people out there who are in Colorado who are standing up to a very powerful corporation, the Kroger supermarket, the largest supermarket chain in the country, owned by incredibly wealthy people. And these folks have gone out on a 10-day strike, and I want Kim Cordova to explain why they went out and what this strike